Come on, man. Don't be like this. There's always next year.
I'm telling you, man, this was our year.
Sure. You say that every year. Can you at least take a shower? It's been 3 days.
All right, fine. Well, it's been what, 2, 3 days? I'm still at a loss for words that the USHL season is now over. No one wanted it to end, obviously, and especially in this way. But we need to think about the fans, the players. We gotta, we gotta keep everyone safe. And if this is how we do it, then I guess that's all we can do, right? I'm in a loss for words, and I keep saying this, that like I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. I honestly thought that this was Waterloo's year, like looking at our roster and looking at how well we've been playing. I mean, yeah, we've had our ups and downs, but man, it was quite the year. And obviously I shouldn't be saying that this is our year, because looking at teams like Chicago, Dubuque, even Omaha and Fargo have just been taking off in the late parts of the year. Like, so realistically, no, I don't think Waterloo would have ended up winning the cup, but who knows? You know what? Anything can happen in hockey. Like, it's just one of those things. But I guess we'll never know. We'll never know who would have won the Clark Cup this year, and it's just depressing to think about. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing we can do. Nothing. I mean, there's no way of telling who would have won the cup. So yeah. Also, I'd like to apologize. So pretty much at every single Waterloo Blackhawks game I've been to this year, there have been people that have came up to me asking me to like film the games again, but you see, I'm in a thing called college, and well, I guess not anymore, since Kirkwood is gonna eventually close, but so yeah, there's that. But yeah, so I'm at a loss for words. I still can't believe the season's over. We'll never know who would have won the Clark Cup this year. I mean, it's pretty safe to say who would have won the Anderson Cup. Like, Chicago is so far ahead. Like, something dramatic would have had to happen for them not to win the Clark Cup. Like, their top two lines are just insane. They're future NHLers. Like, that team was just unstoppable. Well, shout out to Cedar Rapids, because they did sweep them back in January. Speaking of Cedar Rapids, man, quite the circus they've been having for a season. Like, if they didn't have so many injuries, I would make the argument that they have the highest chance of winning the cup. Because, like, oh my gosh, looking at the roster, like Max Sampson, Jack O'Leary, Dante Lawson, Nickel, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, but the Russian from... The Russian... Oh man, they just have a good team this year. And obviously, I mean, they've gone through like what, 5 or 6 goaltenders? It's insane, like how many injuries goaltending wise they've had. And it would have been fun to see how Derek Mullaby would have done. Or Mullahy. Yeah. How he would have done carrying the team if they would have made the playoffs, but I mean, just looking at the standings, I mean, yeah, like I said, realistically, I think a Clark Cup champion would have came from the East, whether it was Dubuque or Chicago. I mean, if their Swede. I can't think of his name. Eric Portillo. Why would I keep hearing his name on USHL.com all the time. Being all like, oh yeah, having a great weekend, Eric Portillo. Gosh, he was good. It's hard to get anything past him. I think he's injured right now. So who knows? Maybe Dubuque didn't have a chance at winning the cup. I don't know. We'll never know. But all we can do is stay strong and stay inside and try and survive the virus. But yeah. So I guess this wraps up the year. I mean, then again, there hasn't been a game played in 2 weeks. Kind of sucks to think that the last game of the year happened between Dubuque and Waterloo. There was literally 800 people at that game. So is the USHL just going to say that that was a Clark Cup championship? I mean, very well could have. Like, looking at the two teams, like, I mean, besides the Dubuque games, or Dubuque-Waterloo games in Waterloo, like, the 4 games in Dubuque were very competitive. Like, oh my gosh, just, they were all fun to watch. The games in Waterloo. Yeah, that's a different story. We don't talk about those, but man, what a year. Just a great year for a lot of teams. I mean, the league was like, I mean, it wasn't as competitive as it has been, but it's still a fun, you know, I like this league. I love watching the USHL. But, oh well, I just hope that the NHL starts back up. So I have something to watch other than Minnesota high school hockey highlights all the time, like I have been for the past couple of days. But, so I guess this is it for the USHL season. Best fans out there, man. I love USHL fans. Because, you know, y'all are roaming around Frozen Fours all the time, supporting USHL alumni. It's great. I love it. For now, you guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with my whole opinion of how I think the season would have ended. I will, before I stop, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought Des Moines was going to take off this year. Like, they have a solid roster. I mean, I can't believe that they're not doing as well as everyone else thought. Oh, I didn't know Noah Ellis played for them. Oh my gosh, I remember playing against him as a kid. Man, he has not changed a bit. I know. Sorry, I got distracted. But, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Nothing we can do about it. Except watch highlights on YouTube. But this is the USHL, so there's not very many of those. But thank you guys for watching this video and listening to, you know, my opinion on the USHL. And my opinions of how I think the season would have ended with either Dubuque or Chicago winning the Clark Cup. I personally think that Chicago probably would have swept everyone. As long as they stayed healthy for the rest of the season, they probably would have swept every single series that they would have played in, which includes the Clark Cup final against Omaha. I guess maybe Fargo. Who knows? Because Fargo also had a phenomenal end to the year. Like, their last 10 is like 7-0-1. Or that's the streak that they're on, the point streak. Last 10, 7-2-1. Like, who knows? We'll never know who the true Clark Cup champion is. And that's what's just been running through my mind for the past couple of days. I was really hoping they would resume the season in early April, but it is what it is. All right, I better stop talking. I'm sure you guys have other things to do, like go out shopping for toilet paper. good luck on that. But for now, I hope that we'll have a season next year and that this whole virus will go away by then, because I have plans for the incoming year, because life and stuff. All right, peace out.